Welcome to Her Heart Speaks. Listen in, tune in as Her Heart Speaks.
But then this where the social media world comes into play, and you look in and you scroll in and you see people get showered with the gifts, the flowers, the cars, the diamonds, the industry world. And I'll be like, I always wanted that. Then I'll be like, you know what? My fiance now, he showered me with love, affection, communication, gifts, all of that. So it's just like, wow. Like he made me see during these past 4 years that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be like, I need this, or can you help me with that? And it's crazy. The few relationships I was in, well, I dealt with it, but the few like real long-term relationships I had, like he really opened my eyes to it's okay to be, if you're not okay, Nene, like it's fine. You know, a lot of people call you and depend on you for certain things. It's okay to need somebody else. Everybody needs somebody. Mm-hmm. So get that in your head. Like everybody needs somebody. And I was like, you don't know how much I learned from you, because I always thought that I was so dominant. And I, you know, that's how a couple of my relationships didn't work out, because I got my own money. I move the way I want to move. I do what I want to do. You can't tell me nothing. My father's dead. That I used to always say that. And being with him, he like, I'm starting to like, you know, let you right, you the man, you wear the pants. It's okay for me to say, okay, I'll listen to, like if you say, oh, don't do X, Y, Z, because I had a gambling habit. And he's like, every time I turn around, you going to play cards. And I used to be like, all right, and so what? I'm grown. I do what I want to do. And then he was like, and we got to deal with it when you come in the house after you've lost gambling and slamming the cabinets and X and Y, this in the sink and all. And we just looking at you like, she lost playing cards. And I was like, and when he said that to me, I had to sit down and think, because I had learned being in prison to take some time out to self-evaluate myself, mm-hmm. and to criticize myself and to correct my wrongs, and to be like, you know what, he was right, you was wrong, or she was right, you was wrong, and you know what, you do need to apologize. And some people be looking at me like, who are you talking to? I'm talking to myself. I'm self-evaluating myself, because that's great importance, to be able to self-evaluate yourself and to be able to check yourself, because it was a point in time in my life when I wasn't listening. I was always, you can't tell I'm smart. I know, I know everything, until I became 5'3", 6'2", and got to realize, you crazy, is you don't know everything, because if you knew everything, you wouldn't have got caught. You wouldn't be sitting in prison doing 5 years looking crazy, eating your fingernails.
You're a life coach.
Yes, I took the course. I passed with a 89.8. So I am a certified life coach, and that's something that I wanted to go into business with privately. And I got to stop procrastinating. I got all these brilliant ideas, and I got a rich mind. But when it comes to me writing my book and sitting still and writing my book, I write, get to chapter 3, and I get stuck. Or when I get to writing my book of poetry, I get stuck. Writing my memoirs of a female hustler, I get stuck. And I was like, you know what? Like, I got to stop getting stuck. You know, like some people still that life, like still doing the same things they was doing 10, 15, 20 years ago. I'm like, sometimes I'll be like mentally stuck. And I'm like, it's not enough hours in a day, because I'm doing this, and that. And I'm like, I'm making sure I do this, and that for everybody else. But I'm like, Nene, you got to take some time out and write that book. How many years went by, Ms. LeVon, I still ain't finished this book?
But you know what? I can't yell at you, because people are going to watch this and say, she better not say anything about releasing the book, because I think I'm about 10 years behind. Not even writing it. So it's over there now. Oh no, it's right here. Not even writing it. Releasing it. Don't knock yourself, because when that book is supposed to come out, it's going to come out. Like just like we have in this interview, like you could use this interview on your book tour. You know, whatever you want to take a snippet. Like, look, I was talking about this book in 2022, and I just knew that I had to get it out.
I had wrote a poem called, because the book that I'm putting out there is going to be called A Born to Sin, being as though I felt as though I came from two sinners. I felt like, you know, being born a crack baby and all this stuff happening to me as a kid, I was like, I felt like I was born to sin. So it was a poem that I had wrote that's going to be like the intro to the book, a poem that I wrote that was dedicated to my mother, my biological mother, who was at that time in Clinton, the same place I went and did my 5 years at. My mother did time there too. And I'm like, it's crazy how they say history repeats itself, but I had to make sure that I broke that curse.
Yes.
My other siblings, out of all my siblings, it was only me and my brother that got murdered that was in and out of juvie and the jail system. So I had to sit back and think as I was doing my time, like, Dana, you gotta stop living life with excuses. My mother got high, so I did this. My father got high, I did that. This one touched me, so this one, like, stop. Enough is enough. And I had to G-check myself, like, girl, get it together. Mm-hmm. Because don't nobody owe you nothing. Not sugar, salt, money, nothing. You design your own destiny.
So how do we encourage the young person, even the old person that is struggling from feeling abandoned as a child, feeling neglected, been abused physically, mentally, emotionally, or even the adult who just feels like I was on the top of the world, everything fell apart, and I gave so much and no one's there for me. How do you encourage them to keep going? Because we can say be resilient, fight for it, but
you gotta rebuild. You gotta rebuild yourself. Now you got them professional mechanics that could take a car apart and rebuild it, and that car is up and running brand new. You would never even knew that the car had any type of wrong diagnostics or nothing. On the outside, it looks good, but you ain't even know that inside is damaged, but they rebuild it. So you gotta internally rebuild yourself. You know, like I used to suffer from insecurity because, you know, I was in a domestic violence relationship on a few occasions, being out there, being a runaway, living from pillow to post. So it was like they was breaking me down. I was already broken. It's just that they had broke me down more. So I had to take time to recharge and rebuild. And once you recharge and rebuild yourself, nobody can break you down. Not a soul. This one could say you like the back of somebody, dirty refrigerator. I do. Oh, thank you. I've been called worse. And once I began to self-identify. Because for years, I didn't know what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be. And you got some people that's out there, youth, that's Lois, and you got adults, that's Lois.
So I had this conversation with someone a few weeks ago, and I'm not going to keep y'all long, but you see that me and Ms. Omnayah could keep on going about different things, so you know she has to come back. The question was, we was having a conversation about healing, right? Mm-hmm. And we start to carry on so many different things. And I said, how can a person keep on seeking healing, but they don't know what they're healing from? Because they have allowed so much stuff to pile up. They don't even know where that first seed came from or where that first thing came from. Like, I don't, half the time when I write stuff, I don't know where it came from or where I read it. Mm. But Langston Hughes has a poem called Harlem, A Dream Deferred. Mm. And there's a line in there. I'm paraphrasing, y'all. It starts to fester over and run like sugary sweet and start to have a stench because of something has died, right? Mm. But people don't even know where that sore began. They can see the aftermath of it having a stench and all the pus and stuff running, but they don't know how they cut. Where was that first cut at? So they don't even know what to heal. And like you said, having that introspective look, that's the hardest thing ever, to really look, accept, mm-hmm. and try to move forward. So like you said with the thing about the analogy about the mechanic is great, because you may have all the parts, but some of those screws are rusted and they need to be thrown to the side and have some new things to be able to bind you together. And people are so loyal to default because of relationships. They feel as though, that was my day one. You are your day one.
You are your day one. And not to go off topic, I got indicted. I got indicted twice by my day ones. Mm. When I did the bank robberies, I had this young female. Well, she was older than me, living with me, staying with me. You know, she turned me into the police. I was like, wow, and it cut deep. Then to come home after doing 5 years, then doing 3 years parole, I go out with my same crew. This young lady who I do with my friend 23 plus years. Ain't ever have a fallout. I ain't ever think ill of her. Even when I came home from doing the time, she still was indulging in old things I used to indulge in. I still loved her. We at the bar in Newark. I paid for a bottle, me and a couple of my friends. She bogarted her way in VIP, took the bottle, poured the bottle, make a long story short, me and her had words was exchanged. She swung on me. I swung on her. Bouncers kicking me out as they escorting me out. She snuck me, snatched me from behind, got a couple of punches off. I waited for her outside, and I wanted to get my hits back. Make a long story short, that was the year I was graduating in JCU. And I wondered why she kept saying, you ain't gonna graduate on stage. You ain't going to Puerto Rico, and you swear you this, you swear you that, you swear you be taking trips. Like, where all this coming from? You should be happy from me. 2 months later, this is how God worked. She pressed charges, but it was to the point where, so I didn't even know the charges was pressed against me. I walked that stage at the Prudential Center May 2016 with my bachelor's in sociology and anthropology. I was on that flight to Puerto Rico, going and coming. 2 days after I came from Puerto Rico, the police was at my door. You wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'm like, what? Was away from my daughter for 3 days, and I was like, you know what? I was like, people, places, and things. Like, sometimes you outgrow people. You can love people from a distance. You can feed them with a long-handed spoon. But if you know you on this type of wave and you got this going on and they still doing the old things that you can't rock with them. Can't rock with that crowd. I don't hate you. I don't despise you, none of that, but I just can't rock with y'all. Because now I'm on an avenue, and this avenue I'm on, this road is smooth. It might be a little bumps, little speed bumps here and there, but this road I'm on, I'm feeling it. Like, the position I'm in now, I can't be with the old people doing the old things because I got too much to lose. For one, I'm a mother. My daughter, father passed away January 5th, 2021 last year. So basically, I'm responsible for her triple times because of the fact that it's one parent. Secondly, even though she got a stepfather and my fiance, he's the ideal man and a role model for her. But secondly, I'm a state employee. Third, I'm a mentor. How can I be walking the walk, talking the talk if I ain't walking the walk?
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Mallard, you said this and that, but we saw you on live doing this and this. Nah, you can't. It's no living this life and then working this life, and no, you either gonna get with it or quit it. And I'm not the one to fake the funk. I'm an open book. I'm 100. You know me, Ms. LaVon. So I had to sit and think like, Nanny, if this is the life you living, you gotta let people go. Everybody can't go with you.
That's true. That's true.
The journey I'm on, everybody can't come with me, and that was my problem. I was trying to bring everybody along with me. If I had to come up and I knew a way to get some money, I'm putting everybody on. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, and we all gonna eat. And it was to the point where I'm feeding people and I'm starving myself.
Ooh, you are preaching my sermon. Go ahead.
Like, I'm feeding y'all and I'm starving myself. Like, what happened to the Sunday, the big table where everybody feast and get the grapes and the food and the turkey and the snacks and the dessert, all of that. I'm literally starving myself, and I was mentally draining myself because I was so worried about what this one had, that I was like, Dad, man, you supposed to did this and this and that for yourself. So you supposed to went to a laundromat, you supposed to went to food shop, you supposed to did this, you supposed to did that. And everything on my agenda ain't getting nothing done for me because I'm too busy worrying about what everybody else had to do. Nanny, can you take me here? Can you take me here? Can you pick this up? And then go after you pick this up, come get me. I'm like, by the time I'm doing all of that, my day is over with. And then you got people text me like, oh, you supposed to met me. Oh, you supposed to did this. You forgot. And I'm like, oh my God. Some stuff was very important. And I'm like, how can I forget that? Because I'm too busy being Tasmania devil for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
And then once I got out that shadow and I started walking up the steps by myself, I'm this, I'm that. They want to go on social media, start throwing shade and subliminal posts. this and this and that. It was a point in time when I was being like basically attacked on social media by this person. Some people I didn't even know felt that way towards me. I was like, after I done helped her, oh, okay. So that made me open my, I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
I needed the incident in North that happened with that old friend for me to go to jail and post bail and then fight it in court, pay an attorney. It was like the devil was knocking at my door left and right, going to job interviews. They don't even care. I got a bachelor's degree. Once I get fingerprinted, this door shut. Oh, you can't work with this. You can't work with this group of people because you got aggravated sales with deadly weapon. That charge put me in a frenzy. I'm like, y'all didn't even ask me what happened. Y'all, like, it may look like it's something severe, but why? They gave me 3 years probation for it. That's what I had to cop out to. 3 years probation. So just so I wouldn't go to prison and be away from my child. Because when I went to prison and did that 5 years, I didn't have no responsibilities. I didn't have no children out here.
Yeah.
So it was like, if I gotta take this 3 years probation just to be home with my daughter, so be it, huh? I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Then you got people like, oh, she said this, she said that. She's like, oh, you ain't gonna be driving that Lexus no more. You ain't gonna have your voucher, your housing voucher no more. You ain't gonna have this, you ain't gonna have that. This is how much you despise me. Like, you really want me to lose everything? I the one that came home was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to college. I got my GED with a perfect score in Hudson County Correctional Facility, September 2009. No, September 2006. No, September 2005. Because I came home July 21st, 2008. I obtained 26 college credits from Edna Man Correctional Facility for Women while I was in prison. Union County College professors used to come teach certain classes there. So I utilized my time. Then I came home. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pursue my education. I'm going to get my degree. So once I got my associate's degree, I made a big deal out of it because I didn't graduate high school. I didn't graduate on stage. I got my GED in jail.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what, Nene, applaud yourself. Be happy with your accomplishments. I don't care if you got the GED while you was on a toilet taking number 2. You got it.
Yeah, you did it. And
I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep pushing forward. And the only reason why I'm not in school now, going for my master's, is because I have a balance with NJCU. And they would not, that one class, I was like, y'all can't wait, but y'all can't. I'm going to get it and give it to them. I had the opportunity to been pay them, but
it's okay. You're about to drop that book and you just take it off the royalties. It's no problem. You good.
But it's just this. I just basically.
I had to slide that in there.
Thank you. I basically want to take my life coaching to a higher level, but I want to start my urban community first because this would help. We need the help here.
Yes. Yeah.
And even if I do a pro bono free, but I see myself being the next Oprah, being the next Ian, I might be saying her name wrong. Iyanla Vanzant, the one from Fix My Life.
Yeah, Iyanla Vanzant.
Yeah. And I'm like, I see me in them.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? I'm starting at home first. And I actually been life coaching, and I even noticed I've been life coaching. Like when I go and see the youth, I do my job, and I also let them know, like, what path y'all want to go on. I let them know reality. I let them know things that I saw while I was in prison. I let them know things that I saw and stuff that I did while I was out there in the street. I let them know how many times I witnessed somebody get shot and killed in front of me, or how many times I could have lost my life being out there in a gunfight. I'm so high. I don't know which way to go. If I'm running to the bullets. That's how I know there is a God. God saved me so many times, and I'm so grateful that he was there to protect me and shield me. That's how I always say, you never know when you out there living who's praying for you, because prayers helps. Prayers, and even though you may not be in your knees praying, but somebody praying for you, baby, sure. That's I know. I thank my grandmother all the time. Like, thank you so much. I know it was you praying for me.
So you have to come back because it's going to be so many updates you have to share with us about your business.
Businesses,
plural. About your books, plural.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thankful. Like I'm actually just up here. Like, okay, I need to get to work. Like, you done pour so much into me. Like, okay, I need to go ahead and do this and be able to fight a little bit more for LaVon. Like you helping me to dig to a deeper place. And everyone that's watching, like, don't be afraid of change.
Yeah.
People don't be afraid because people like, oh, you changed or you acting different. You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
If you're the same person that you were yesterday, baby, you got an issue.
Most definitely
you got an issue. So I thank you for coming to chat with me. It was not a hesitation. I saw you a few weeks ago and I said, okay, I want you to come and just have a conversation with you. You said, okay, no problem. So,
I pulled up the poem, Born to Sin. I wrote this poem to my biological mother while she was serving her prison sentence. And I remembered this poem and I wrote it down, and it always gives me a memory of things to do to better my mothering, if that makes sense. Okay, the poem is titled Born to Sin. You chose drugs over your kids. You used to lie in those letters you wrote when doing bids. I had faith in you when you said you'll be back. You never gave us a chance, I guess, because our name wasn't crack. I grew up feeling abandoned and alone, hoping one day you'll bring me back home. There were so many times I needed you to be a mother. So many times I needed to talk to my brothers. Your life decisions had us all apart. Why would you even have kids from the start? You knew you was a loser without a win. Because of you, I feel like I was born to sin.
That was beautiful, transparent, raw. We are going to continue to reach out to people so that you can continue to speak to people.
And I just want to truly, and this is from my heart, thank you for believing in me when at times like I had doubts in myself and wasn't even believing in myself. And I also want to thank you for always giving me the platform to tell my story and to speak my truth. And I just commend you for that. Like, you don't even understand how much I really, truly appreciate God putting you in my path, because I know it's not for a season, it's for a reason, and it's for life. So,
but I appreciate you, and we're going to talk more behind the scenes. But everyone, thank you for connecting and just listening. Send us questions, comments if you want to ask Miss Omnayah anything to figure out how you can connect with her off behind the scenes or anything like that. I will make sure to make that happen. Again, Miss Omnayah, thank you. Continue to be great. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Her Heart Speaks. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe.